When you can actually see your profit for the year in dollars and cents, it gets you more in the notion of selling corn, knowing that I can lock in a $50,000 profit or whatever the profit is. You want to lock it in. If I know I can make that much profit in a year, I will be in business next year.
Hi there, welcome to GrainTV. It's Tuesday, January 20th. I'm Kevin McNew. To my left, Cody Bills. We had a mixed day of trade. Corn and wheat up 3, while beans took it on the chin with a 9-cent drop. Cody, what's going on in beans today?
Well, first of all, we were all trading lower. Corn, soybeans, and wheat were all trading lower in the earlier part of the day. Soybeans was the only one that really stayed lower. And when you look at the chart, you'll notice that it was trading even further lower in the day. Found a little bit of support here. But one thing I think that really weighed in on it was the fact that we had cancellations. 174,000 metric tons of cancellations coming out today. This comes in following up that 285,000 metric ton cancellation on Friday. Both of these very negative. We had NOPA crush numbers last week coming in below analyst expectations. We had the WASDE report last week. Ending stocks were higher than USDA or than the average analyst guessed. Bottom line is there's a lot of bearish factors here when you look at soybeans and the fundamental side of things, and I'm a bit concerned with the fact that we have broken through that 991 support that seemed to be that low side of the channel we've traded in since the beginning of October. I'm a little bit concerned here that we could still have more downside for soybeans.
Right, and as we monitor South America's growing condition, it looks continued to be very favorable. Solaris came out today with a higher estimate of 94 million metric tons, up from their 91 million metric tons a few months ago. So everything, even though there are spotty conditions in certain parts of the South American region, overall, it's still going to be a huge crop.
Absolutely. In the last WASDE report, we saw the USDA revise their production out of Brazil up 1.5 million metric tons. Yes, the northeast area is dry, but it seems to be offset primarily by the fact that the southern part of the growing region has received adequate to above adequate moisture.
Right.
So that's very positive. What do we see in exports?
Yeah, let's talk about export inspections, which came out today as opposed to yesterday for the holiday. We had corn and beans coming in at the high end of analyst expectations, which was good. Wheat, right sort of at the lower level of the analyst expectations, only 310,000 metric tons. It's nice to see corn and bean movement continue to be strong. We're seeing some strength in basis, especially for corn. I think there's a little more pump in the basis market for corn right now, but beans as well, also seeing a little bit of a lift, I think because of the slide in the futures market that we've been talking about. In terms of the chart patterns, we're definitely seeing a bounce off of that low that we established here. We saw that sort of take up in the last few days, so that's at least a short run positive sign that we're seeing some support here.
Yeah, and when you look at the chart, we do have a little bit of a bounce, but we're kind of bouncing right into that previous low here that we've already seen in January. So I think we're going to experience a little bit of resistance. I think overall, when you look at corn, my overall outlook, I guess, is neutral. I wouldn't be surprised if we move in a sideways to drifting slightly lower here. When you look at the WASDE report on Monday and you look at really what they were saying, they have cut supply, but we can't bank on further cuts in supply because that was the January report. That's their final production and yield estimates there. So the bottom line is they had a cut in demand, and we're going to need to see that demand pick up if we want to see higher highs and higher lows here for corn. I guess the big wild card would be ethanol, but there's a lot of uncertainty out there with ethanol production. I mean, do you think there's a possibility, Kevin, that we move higher? Or do you think it's more likely we go sideways?
Well, I think the corn market right now is gonna struggle with like you said. Does it go lower or does it stay sort of sideways? I don't think it needs to go sharply higher. That's pretty clear because we do have still abundant supplies, but ethanol continues to outpace what USDA has factored in. USDA, even though they raised their ethanol exports, they did it only by, their ethanol production only by a slim margin of 25 million bushels. And that is only about an 0.8% increase over last year. So far, year to date, going back to the start of the marketing year in September, we're up 5%. So yeah, we keep talking about the likelihood of lower ethanol production, but so far the processors are still grinding it out. So we'll have to see, because right now we're still running well ahead of pace.
Absolutely. And one last thing here to touch on is the wheat prices. Wheat prices were trading sharply lower in the earlier part of the day. We seem to find a little bit of support down around that 520 area and closing now in the positive. The first time we've closed positive here in, gosh, maybe 8 sessions. So it seems like we had a nice little turnaround here. I mean, what's your explanation? Why do you think we're getting a little bit of support down around these
Well,
prices?
I think, as the chart shows, we've had a massive sell-off, and especially in the last 2 weeks. And, this could just be a breather, because we've had such a sharp sell-off. But we're hearing rumors that, we're getting a little more competitive in the world market. The other thing is, we had a drop in winter wheat acres of 5% year on year when analysts were looking for a slight increase in winter wheat acres. So, and the third thing I'd point to is a little bit of dryness that's starting to be problematic, especially in Oklahoma, my former homeland. We're seeing really bad drought conditions that are starting to materialize down there. And so, if that starts to spread and starts to really become an issue in that April window when we come out of dormancy, then, I think this market could get a little excited.
Absolutely. So you might be shaping up such that there could be some bullish potential down here.
Yeah.
But really what the market's looking for is some export sales, especially after we've seen such a huge price slide since the beginning of December. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, give us a call at 877-472-4607. Remember, you can take a demo of our mobile trading platform and desktop trading platform at grainhedge.com. Just click on 14-day free trial, and I'll be happy to personally walk you through the platform. Make sure you download it. Make sure you feel comfortable setting it up such that you view your own quotes, view the charts the way you'd like, put your own indicators on there. I'd love to be able to get an opportunity to walk you through that. So thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here on Wednesday.